Okay, good evening, everybody. I promised to do a YouTube session. So today we were dealing with customer demography data sets. So we'll be talking about data cleaning. So on this data cleaning, we'll be talking about removing duplicates, removing irrelevant or inaccurate data. Also, we'll be talking about dealing with inconsistency in data. So we will be talking about proper, upper, lower, date formatting, moving white space, and so on. So let's dive in. When you have a data set, the first thing you are supposed to do is data cleaning. So you have to clean your data sets so that you can be sure of the type of data you're getting. So let's dive in. So the first thing I always do is I come here so that I can select all, then I double click. You can see my mouse here. I double click any of these so as to expand my data set. So on this data set, in order for me to clean, the first thing I'm going to do is spell check. So I'm going to check if the spellings are actually correct. So I'm just going to look at the data set at a glance and see, okay, which of the columns should I use for my spell check. Okay, so I think I spot one. So let me do my spell check for this particular column. So in order to do your spell check, you go to review. So under review, you see spelling here. You can see my cursor here. When you click spelling, so it's loaded already. So you can see it's showing us American Express. So Express is telling us the right spelling. So if I click change, meaning that the next time you see Express is going to still go there. But if I click change all, so anywhere it sees Express that is not right spelled on this particular column, it's going to change everything. So change all. So JCB, I don't know. So let's ignore. Let's leave JCB. So you're still going to come back to this JCB. So ignore all. So I think we're done with spell check. So the next thing to do, if we look at this data set, just let us glance through and see. Can you see that we have? Let's see. So you can see we have empty rows on this particular data set. So we need to remove the empty rows. See another empty rows. So in order to remove the empty row, so what we are going to do is we are going to click on this particular sheet here to ensure that we actually highlighted everything on our data set. So when we do that, then we go to the data tab. On the data tab, we go to filter. So the essence of clicking on filter is to filter to make the headers, to filter all the data sets in it. So when you click on customer name, then you click on select all, then you scroll down to where you see blanks. So the moment you check only blanks and click OK, you can see that all we are seeing here is just the blanks. So what we are going to do here is to select everything. How do I select everything forward? So first of all, I'll have to select all the empty row for that customer name. After I've selected it, then I press Ctrl Shift forward key. So by doing so, I've actually selected all the rows going forward after I've actually selected the column. Then the next thing I'm going to do is right click, then I'll click delete rows. So the moment I delete row, I've actually sorted the empty row. Then I'll come back to my customer name, I filter it back, then I click on select all. If you scroll down, you can see that the blanks is no more there. Then you click OK. So now let's check if our blanks. So when you press Ctrl Shift down, you can see that there is no more data sets anywhere. So So that's about removing empty rows. So the next thing we are going to do is we want to remove duplicates. So how do we remove duplicates? So okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a unique ID. What do I mean by unique ID? Unique ID in the sense that something that is unique, in the sense that okay, yes, just like your matric number. You know, when we're in our institution, your matric number is unique to you and you alone. So on this data sets, let's look for a unique ID. Okay, let me see other. Okay, yes, this other ID, let me see. Okay, this other ID is actually a unique ID, because if you look at this customer ID, a customer can actually use his ID to buy something as many times as he wants. So we cannot say customer ID is unique, but this other ID, you can only have one other ID at a particular time, even if you are buying the same thing. So this column here is a unique data set. So when you click on this particular data set, then you go to home. So the first thing is you want to do a conditional format to see if there are duplicates here. So when you go to conditional format, you click on highlight cell rules, then you come down on duplicate value. So what this will do is any duplicate value is going to put a light red fill color to it. So when you click it, so let's scroll down. If there are, you can see they're actually duplicated. That is why it's actually colored. Let me zoom. It's actually colored it out. That's why you're seeing that. So now the next thing, we're already sure that there is a duplicate rows. So the next thing we're going to do is we go to our data tab. Under the data tab, we will see this. We'll see remove duplicate beside the text to color. So you click on remove duplicate. So you can see it's bringing two options for us. Either you select all or unselect all. So let's unselect all. So now you go to that particular header, which is other ID. You click on other ID alone, then you click OK. You can see 5 duplicates has been removed. So the next thing is, if you can remember, while I was trying to do spell check, I noticed that under this particular data set, where is it? Column L. Okay, credit card type. There is JCB, which is in small letter, and every other thing are in capital letter, which is not actually making this data set more cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to home, then I click on find and select, then replace. So what am I replacing? So find what? Find JCB, then replace it with capital JCB. Then I click replace all. You can see it has actually done that for me. Then I click close. So you actually remember that there is a conditional format that we put in place before. So we go back to the conditional format and clear rules. So under clear rules, you see clear for selected cell. No, I want to clear the entire sheet. So I want to clear the rules I placed on the entire sheet, so which has already been removed. So now we have a clean data set. So the next thing we are going to check on our data set is if there are inconsistency. Probably you want to check some names that are having small letter, capital letter. So let's just check around. Let's check Alberto, PG, Allen, MasterCard. So let's see. So let's see. let's see. Okay, so let's do for the names, customer name. So let's do for customer name. I want the customer names, all the customer names, to be in capital letter. So in order for me to achieve that, so I'm going to click on this particular column here, then I press Alt IC. So Alt IC is to create a column. The reason why I'm creating a column is because I want to perform a function of using of using upper in the sense that I want all these customer names to be in capital letter. So that is why I'm trying to create a new column, so that this new column will be my customer name. But before that, let me remove the filter that I put on this particular data set. So I'm going to go to my data, then uncheck filter, so I can remove that filter. So here I'm going to name this new particular data set customer underscore name underscore let me just use UP first. So now to do that, to do upper, you say is equal to upper. So you can see it's brought out upper, then asking for the text. So this is the text, then I click OK. Can we see that it actually brought out everything in capital letter? So on this edge here that is showing plus, you double click. So when you double click, you can actually see that it's showing it down. So in order for us to actually ensure that this data set is okay, so I'm going to create another okay, just the way it is. Then I press Ctrl C. So when you press Ctrl C, you are trying to copy, then you come to this side, you come back to where the first data set is, then you press Alt ES. So under Alt ES, I want to paste the value. Then you click OK. Can we see? So I can now delete this particular row now. This particular column rather. So we can see that this data set is in all capital letter. So another function is lower. So okay, this email address. So let's use email address as an example. I want all this email address to be in lowercase. Lower means I want all the string, all the words in small alphabet. So I'm going to create a new column here. So Alt IC to create a new column. So I'm going to call this email underscore add. So for this, I'm going to say is equal to lower, open parenthesis, then click on this, then close parenthesis, then click enter. You can see it has already brought the mail in smaller letter. Then I double click down so that it can also fill the remaining. Then I press Ctrl C. So when you press Ctrl C, then you click where you want to paste it, then you press Alt ES, then you click on values, then you click OK. Then I can now come back here and delete this particular data set. Can we see that we're getting there? So the last one I've not actually talked about is proper. So proper, the work of proper is it's actually capitalize the first letter and just the first letter of an half of a particular word. For example, let's use this same customer name. So I want to bring back this customer name. I want only the first letter to be in capital letter, then every other one should be in small letter. So I'm going to create a new column here by pressing Alt IC. So I can now say is equal to proper. So proper, I open parenthesis, then this is the first letter, then I click OK. Can we see that it's only the first letter, which is A Allen, while other ones are small letter for Pearl, there is only the first alphabet that is capital. Then I double click to auto fill it down. Then I press Ctrl C. Then I come back to where I want to paste, and I press Alt ES. So Alt ES is just a paste special. I don't want to just copy and paste, because by copy and paste, it will not actually paste it the way I want it. So I want to paste value. I'm specifying that it's only value that you should paste, and I click OK. I can now delete this particular data set. So the next thing we are going to talk about is removing white space. What do I mean by white space? If you look at this particular data set, you can see that it's not actually aligning well. You can see there are spaces, there are empty space. So normally, am I supposed to now backspacing everything one after the other? When do I want to stop all of this? So instead of doing this, so this is what you will do. So you select your data sets, then you go to Home, then you go to find and select, then you go to Replace. So under Replace, so it's asking us find what. So I want to find empty space. So you click your space bar, you tap it twice, 1, 2. Don't mind my keyboard, 1, 2. So then you come to this replace words. You replace it with what? One space bar. You click your space bar once, then you click on replace all. Can you see? All done, 670 replacements. Then close. So can we see that it has actually corrected all the white spaces we have on this particular data set. Then the last thing I'm going to talk about is date formatting. So when you click your data set, it will show you the kind of data. If you look at this place, it's showing us the data type. So when you see this post coming, so let's go to the date. Let's go to the date column. Where is our date? Other dates. Okay. So under the other dates is showing general, which is not supposed to be so. So first of all, I change it to date. So coming long dates. So let's leave it as short dates. Then you now right click and go to format. Here is our format. Okay, it's not actually showing, but we can press Ctrl 1. So Ctrl 1 will bring us to the format. So the first thing is you ensure that this local is in English United States. So then, how do you want our data sets? How do you want it to format? So I want it to show just Wednesday. I want to see the day, the month, and the year, or I just want to see this. So you can scroll down. Okay, I just want to see the day, the date, the month, and the year. So I'll click OK. I think this is the way it was before. Okay, let's do it this way. So that's how to do that. That's how to format for date formatting. Okay, any other thing? Yes, another thing is blanks. So for blanks, you have to be careful because depending on the kind of data set. So for this data set, there are blanks, and we have numeric and both alphabets on this kind of data set. But let's assume you actually want to remove blank spaces, because there are blank spaces in between all of these data sets, and let's assume you want to replace them. So for you to do that, you can come to find and select, then you go to special. Under go to special, you click on blanks. So when you click on blanks, you click OK. So it show you, okay, Okay, can we see all the blanks that we have on this data set now? Can we see? So whatever we want to do for these blanks, so let's assume you want to put not available. Sorry, let me select all the data sets first. Control Shift down and forward. Then you go to find and select, then go to special blanks and click OK. So it's showing us all the blanks, whatever you want to put in the blanks. So if, let's assume these blanks now, I want to put not available. So I'll write N/A, then I'll press Ctrl Enter. It's automatically filling all the blanks with something, because I cannot delete the blanks. If you want to delete the blank, you can also delete the blanks. So how do you do that? You can just come here and click on delete. So when you click OK, so actually, but the problem is it will shift the cell up, which will not make your data so accurate. So it's either you leave it by typing in not available if it's an alphabetical, if it's an alphabet, or you can actually put null in it, so that you can have a better clean data set. That is where we're going to stop today. So in the next class, I'm going to go into a more advanced Excel. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.